Now, here's a crazy situation, right? Now, if I'm standing somewhere out in the street, I'm not in my home, a police officer comes up to me and says, get on the ground. If I ask him why, then the situation is going to escalate, and most likely what's going to happen is he's going to put his hands on me, and then, I'm going to have no choice but to go down. It's like, okay, well, you just got this man just coming up on you. Okay, he's a police officer. You ask him why. He puts his hands on you, then you're trying to defend yourself. Then what? He has the right to shoot you. You see how, it just doesn't make any sense? Now, it is true that I feel that race is involved to an extent, because you have a lot of cops who, growing up, a lot of them most likely did not have to go through certain hardships or been through certain situations in life when it comes to the people they're supposed to protect and serve. So there's a lot of situations they don't necessarily know how to react to. For example, the Eric Garner situation. This man is about 6'5", 350 or so pounds. You got these guys sitting there, little, like I would say about 5'8", between 5'8", 5'10", both of them, white cops. And they're seeing this big black man, and he's sitting there pleading. So they're like, all right, well, you know what? He's not listening to us. He looks like he can be hostile. He looks like he can be hostile. He looks like he can be hostile. We got to get him down. Now, me, I have something called asthma. So, speaking of experience, or from experience, one of the things someone with asthma cannot do is allow anyone near their neck at any point in time, period. So it's a death sentence, because you can just clog up and just close up, and then you're done. I was hospitalized for asthma about 16 times within the last 2 years. And that's for real. Because I'm what they call new. I was diagnosed with asthma about 4 or 5 years ago or something like that. Right now it's December the 4th, 2014, 2:25 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm T Street Controversy. This is T Street Controversy Live. I cover boxing. But every now and then I dabble into the world news, because this is a situation where it's like, it's really no winning. I was in a situation about a month ago where police just came and picked me up, put me into a cell, and then 16 hours later gave me bail, asked me no questions, no nothing. That's how messed up the system is, especially if you're someone with a record. You can never escape it. So a lot of the reason why I do what I do as far as YouTube is because also I live alone, so I have to make sure, I cover my tracks, because when you do what I do, and, when you've dealt with the people I've dealt with in my life, people don't want any good for you. So I have to make sure I protect myself, so people just can't come framing you up. But when it comes to a situation, like going back to what I was talking about, it's like, how do you fix a situation, or how do you approach a situation where a police officer comes up to you, you're doing nothing, and they can say, what? It could be a police officer say, I just want to fuck with him. They can go up to you and say, like, sir, like we talked to you for a couple minutes, can I see your ID? Once you ask why, that's when they feel, okay, I'm above you. I can ask you and do whatever I want to you. That's how it really is. That's exactly how it is. And honest to God, if I didn't do YouTube videos, I would most likely still be in jail right now for something I didn't do. Because I have to think about, well, what about all the people that are in jail about, for resisting arrest and, like killing a cop, and I'm not saying that, like you should be killing anybody, but what if it's a situation where this cop was really like, okay, now motherfucker, I'm going to kill you. And what your word against the cop, and it's like, oh shit, it's like you got to kill, it's like, it's you or him. But then if you look at cops in general, cops are not racist toward each other. I forgot where I heard it from, but it was well over 10 years ago. Being a cop is its own race. When you're a cop, whether you're white, you're black, you're Asian, they're all cops and they all ride together. You know, just like it'll be one white cop, you know, and his partner be black, and that white cop can call you a nigga, and then, you know, the black cop be rotten because they're all one race. They all ride together. They have their own code of law. Cops don't tell on each other. And also, think about this. Who do you go to when a cop has wronged you? Outside, the only place you can go to is to the media. That's it. You can't go to the police station and say, listen, I want to file a complaint against such and such and such and such. They're going to say, okay, all right, talk to me about what happened. I've tried it. They can be like, okay, well, tell me what happened. And they'd be like, listen, like, I really don't, you know, I want to talk to somebody else. You know, so, well, give me something to fill out or something. Like, tell me it's got to be some type of office or something I can go to. It's tough because you see that man and he's sitting there, he knowing the situation escalating, but at the same time, you have to ask yourself, like, yo, like, why y'all messing with me? I'm selling loose cigarettes. Okay, all right, y'all going to take me to jail for that? You know, like, and not to mention the situation just escalated. I can see if they said, if he said, okay, all right, I'm going to stop, you know, selling the cigarettes. I don't know the exact whole situation, but to put a man in a chokehold, it just, like, that's crazy. And you have to act, no, wait, it's on now.
Decision sparked more protests in the US.
So listen, you see him put his hands up, and then he gets down. But the thing is, I say it's excessive because once he was down, it's like, why are you still choking him? He's down on the ground. Why are you still choking him? You know, and that makes me think fear. And you know what they say? If that cop would probably get up on the stand and say something like, you know, I just had that fear that all he had to do was grab me and he could snap your neck. You know, and I looked in his eyes and I saw that anger. I saw that fire. I thought I was going to die. That's the type of shit they be doing. You know, they completely vilify the person. And then in the media, you know, you'll start hearing, oh, well, you know, he had a history with this and all that type shit. Nah. You know, and it's a shame because with the media, you eat up what you see. You know, you eat it up. You know, don't be surprised within the next 5 to 10 months, we're going to start finding out a whole lot more about Eric Garner, about his past and what he did this. And there may have been allegations of this. You know, it is what it is. I know I'm all over the place, but it's just situations like that that make me angry because there's really nothing you can do. It is nothing. Like, as a black man that has witnessed and experienced that type of shit before, it's nothing you can do. There's nothing you can do. It got to the point right now where I know if, like, I just get on the ground, I'll be like, listen, man, like, I don't want to die because I know I can't say shit. You know, because you know if you say, like, oh, come on, man, I got to get to work. I got to go do this. They'll be like, get the fuck on the ground right now. And then, you know, that's when things get hostile. Well, then it's your word against theirs and you are not going to win. You're not going to win. You know, it's good because I wish everybody could just, you know, like, do what I do, especially people that, you know, have to go through situations like that because they can just make up anything on you. They can just make up anything and say you did this and, you know. But it is what it is. I'm T Street Controversy. This is T Street Controversy Live. If you don't know, the police officers were not indicted. And I'm thinking to myself, okay, all right, there's a number of factors. One factor is, okay, well, did he die from the asthma attack, the chokehold, or was it the cardiac arrest? He already had heart disease. But then you have to ask yourself, okay, I see him on the ground. He's already on the ground. Why is he choking him? Is he trying to choke him out? You know, like, you don't got a taser. I'm not saying that's weird, but it's like, why are you still, you know, like, there's other ways to restrain a person. You got to grab by his neck and choke him out. You know, that's the first thing I got to tell, you know, like, police are like, listen, I got asthma. You know, like, I'm not trying to be getting in no fisticuffs or nothing because I will pick up something and I will wear your ass out with it. I'm not going to be putting up. No. You know, it is what it is. T Street Controversy, T Street Controversy Live. Please subscribe.